So, you've seen the ads, right? AI tools that promise to take one long video and just magically turn it into a month's worth of viral shorts. And honestly, it looks like magic. But behind all that magic, there's a surprisingly complex bill. Today, we're going to pull back that curtain and reveal the real hidden cost of making AI video clips. This quote right here, it really gets to the heart of the matter. That viral clip you saw wasn't free. Nope. It was paid for in something called tokens. And understanding this token bill is the difference between building a profitable content machine and just digging yourself into a financial hole. All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the new creator landscape. Then we'll dive right into 4 hidden cost drivers. After that, we'll decode what audio and visual tokens are, uncover the surprising cost of failure, and then we'll finish up with a practical playbook to help you build a smarter AI pipeline. We are in the middle of a fundamental shift. Creators are moving away from spending hours and hours in a timeline, editing frame by frame. The new skill, it's orchestration. It's about managing these complex AI pipelines that can analyze your footage, find the best moments, and generate clips automatically. You're not just an editor anymore. You're more like a conductor of AI agents. Okay, let's get to the core of the problem. Generating text with AI, the cost is pretty predictable. But video? Oh, that is a whole different beast. The costs are layered, they're interconnected, and they can absolutely spiral out of control if you don't know what you're looking at. So why is it so hard to guess when a batch of clips is going to cost you? Well, it's because you're not dealing with one simple calculation. Not at all. You're actually dealing with at least 4 different processes, and each one has its own cost structure, and they all compound on each other. This table here breaks that whole process down into 4 stages. And you'll notice a pattern, right? Audio transcription is cheap and predictable, but as we move over to visual analysis and especially the final generation, that's where the AI adds subtitles and B-roll, the cost gets really high and totally unpredictable. Just think of it like a factory line. The raw materials are cheap, but all the complex assembly and finishing work, that's where the real expense is. Okay, this is the technical aha moment. To really, truly understand the cost, you have to know that modern AI models treat video as 2 totally separate streams of information, what they hear and what they see. And guess what? You get charged for both. Let's break these 2 streams down. The audio part, super simple. It's cheap, it's predictable, something like 20 tokens for every second you speak. The visual stream, on the other hand, well, that's a financial minefield. It is highly variable and just dramatically more expensive. So how does the visual pricing even work? It's all about resolution. See, the AI doesn't see a whole image at once. It breaks every single frame into smaller pieces or tiles to analyze it. So the higher the resolution, the more tiles it needs. Just moving from 720p to 1080p, that doubles the tokens per frame. And jumping up to 4K causes a massive spike in your cost. And here's the real-world impact of that. Just look at this chart. Analyzing 1 minute of 4K video costs over 400,000 visual tokens. That is nearly 7 times more expensive than analyzing that same minute in 720p. So yeah, your choice of input resolution has a huge impact on your final bill. So now we understand the mechanics of it all, let's talk real numbers. We'll start with the baseline cost, but then I'm going to reveal the single biggest hidden multiplier in this entire process. This is the one that catches everyone by surprise. Okay, let's start with a baseline cost. Processing a single 10-minute video to get 5 high-quality shorts, that runs you about $4.20. That covers everything from analysis to final generation. Seems reasonable, right? Well, hold on a second. This is not your real cost of goods sold. This is the price in a perfect world where the AI works flawlessly every single time. And as anyone who's ever worked with AI knows, we do not live in a perfect world. This number is absolutely critical. In the real world, AI is not perfect. There's a built-in failure rate that you just can't get rid of. For complex video tasks, it can be as high as 35%. You heard that right. That means more than 1/3 of your attempts could just fail, producing nothing useful. This is what we call the retry rates. And here's the really painful part. You pay for every single attempt, whether it's a success or a failure. Every one of those failed clips is a direct hit to your bottom line. So how do you calculate your actual cost? I know this formula looks a little complex, but the idea is simple. You take your base cost, the price of a successful clip, and you multiply it by a factor that's based on your retry rate. This gives you your effective cost, the true price you pay for each successful clip after you account for all the failures along the way. And that is the only number that really matters. Okay, we've defined the problem. We've seen how scary the costs can get. Now for the good part. Let's pivot to the solution.
Here is a clear, actionable playbook for managing these costs and building a smarter, more efficient AI pipeline.
Here are 4 practical things you can do to control your costs. First, downsample your source video to 720p for the analysis phase. That alone can cut your costs by 60 to 70%. Second, use adaptive sampling, which only analyzes frames when the scene actually changes. Third, and this one is absolutely non-negotiable, you have to log your token usage. You cannot optimize what you don't measure. And finally, as you start to grow, negotiate bulk rates with your API provider.
And hey, if you're building a service on top of this technology, here's how you can structure your pricing to actually stay profitable. A hybrid model works best. A monthly subscription that includes a set number of clips with a clear per-clip overage fee for your heavy users. This gives you predictable revenue while covering your variable costs. So let's recap the key takeaways here. 1. Log your token costs for every single phase of your pipeline. 2. Never price a clip below $2.50 until you have validated your real retry rate. And 3. Once you start scaling, negotiating bulk API pricing is absolutely essential for survival.
I'll leave you with this one final thought. It's pretty easy to calculate the cost of a successful clip. But in this new AI-driven world, the winners are going to be the ones who truly understand and plan for the cost of a failed one. Thanks for tuning in.